We're at a destination for lighting. We have a lighting scene that I want to talk about what I would look for on how I would light this small scene up and what I would do, what my thought process is going into it. So the first thing I like to do is take a step back and really take in the entirety of the scene and look and see first viewing angles and then what I really want to draw attention to, what I want my focus to be on. As I took a step back, one thing that's so important for landscape lighting designers is to understand trees. So the tree I have right here is a willow oak. I love willow oaks. They're beautiful trees. They grow large, really great expanse to them, fairly dense when they're young. This one, fortunately, has been limbed up well. We have a red oak just to the left of us, some cryptomerias, and a pretty little shed behind us. So a beautiful little scene. There's a patio off the house that we're looking at. And what I would do on this tree here is really going to depend on, obviously budget. That's usually the biggest constraint. Most of the time what you're going to see is somebody putting a light fixture 12 inches off the tree and just putting a light on the tree, which gives you some light, but it really doesn't define the tree and give it in its full depth. I would like to pull that light further back out. In fact, I would like to be about 48 inches off this tree as a minimum, and I'd like 3 to 4 lights. If I had my way, I would have well lights put in about 4 feet off and put them in each corner as a square. Second option would be a triangle, and we do 3 lights. That would be my ideal option, but that's gonna cost a lot more. One thing that well lights do is the light comes out of the fixture and it goes in all directions, so we're able to get further out into the branches. If we're using regular uplights, which is what most of the time our customers are going to choose because of cost, I'm going to pull the fixture as far back off without it being hit by the edge line here. So I don't want to put it right on the edge. I want to have it a little bit in, but as far back as I can get it, because even doing that, I'm going to miss some of these branches. The other thing that I would like to do is some down lighting. This tree's small, so putting lights into the trunk with the amount of growth that's going to take place over the next 15 years, there's going to be a lot more maintenance. So a hanging light might be a better option because I want to get out into the branches over here and put light on either side. What that's going to do is keep it from looking like a tree that's floating in darkness, but tying it into the ground and really stabilizing the entire scene. The other thing that I would recommend is looking up into the tree, and in this tree we have a lot of dead branches, small ones. So it's always great to partner with an arborist or take some horticultural classes. We teach it at ILLI. But that's one thing, is going up and trimming all the dead branches out of it because they're not going to light up well. And there's either dead branches or sucker branches that absorb a lot of light, and we want to avoid all of that. If I had free range to do whatever I want, I would have 4 well lights around it, 2 lights hanging down, lighting up the groundwork around this tree, trimming up the inside. My second option would be the 3 lights inside of the bed, and then obviously hoping to keep those down lights, and then if I had to take anything out, I'd take the 2 down lights out and just have the 3 lights. I believe that the 3 lights are going to give you a much fuller effect. If we just do 2 on the sides, it's still going to look good. There's not going to be someone that drives by and says, that doesn't look right, but the 3 is going to give us light on all sides, similar to the design intentions when we're lighting a flagpole. The trees behind this willow oak are 2 cryptomerias. These are adolescent trees, so they have a ton of growth. They're going to grow to about 60 feet tall. They're going to form a dense wall, and they're going to grow really wide and thick. So right now they're fairly open and almost a little scraggly looking. I would still look at some lights around the cryptomerias. The one issue you see is how far the branches are already coming off of that tree. So when we use well lights is where we just don't have anywhere to put it in the grass, and we want somebody not to just put an uplight here that's going to get run over. We go with the well light. The grass guard helps protect the grass from creating a hot spot from the light fixture and the light source. So I would look at a couple well lights, probably to start off, since as small as 3. And then finally we have the shed behind us. So I'd want to do something on this. One of the problems is there's a concrete apron. And so we could either go with well lights that are core drilled out. My personal opinion, I would go with lights at the soffit that are just softly downlighting that area. That's what I would do. I think it can look really nice with uplighting. In this instance, I would just have some soft lighting. And keeping in mind, I wouldn't overdo it because these cryptomeria are going to come in and block a lot of that section off, so you're not going to see it from all directions. So that's what I would do in this small little scene here to make this tree bring it to its full potential with lighting. And if I couldn't do it all, I would pre-wire everything, planning for extra growth. If I'm only allowed to have 2 or 3 uplights to start because of budget, I'm gonna pre-wire everything so I can plan to build the rest of the system out as this tree grows.